Right, this is Circuit Superstars. It's another top-down racer. It has an edge of sort of semi-realism about it. I'm 10 laps into a 50-lap race in this. I'm not going to subject you to it all. I've got a reason why I've chosen these laps, is because you can see there's a racing line on there and I'm going to pit stop. If you look at the bottom left, there's like vehicle condition, and I've missed the pit. So they're just going through, you know, as they do on these things. It adds a bit of interest to it, but I'll be honest with you, I've had this game since Christmas, or just after, and I don't like it. I hardly play it. These are 60s GP cars. This is just a race I've set up. It's not anything the game's making me do. And the car modelling, the car modellings are nice. They're a bit cartoony and caricaturey, but the handling is sort of semi-realistic. But all this thing wants to do is push all the time, so it's understeering constantly, and you can't change your setup at all. And the AI just seems to be faster. I mean, I'm getting lapped all the time, basically. But I haven't played it for ages. I'm well out of practice. But even when I was in practice, I couldn't get on with it. Maybe something to do with the view. You see, this AI is just going to come up. It's just going to get straight past me. And I've gone wide, and even at the same speed as him. There's no collisions on because he's lapping me, so I'm not fighting for position here. If we were, collisions would be on. But it's just the model on this particular car, handling wise, it's just really understeering. No, it's just pushing up, push into the corners. Now, it'll punish you as well for cutting the track, but it doesn't keep any records of your lap time, so it's pretty pointless. I mean, it doesn't keep any online, not that I've come across. So that's another thing. There's a whole lack of stats with this game. It's basically a one-trick pony, I think. There's a lot of cars in it, a lot of different modes, but I just don't like the game. It's that simple. The vehicle wear and damage and things like that, and tyre wear, and it all adds to it. But it's just there's just much better games than this. I think it's just not fun for me. I just don't like it. So I'll exit out. I'll show you what there is. I'm not going to spend too long on this because you get the idea. These are your modes. You've got Grand Prix mode. Test your skills by competing versus the AI in tournaments. So there's just lots you can do. There's loads of different cars. Muscle Car Legends, Super Truck, GP Legends, 80s GP that is, 50s GTs. It's just prototypes, you know, they're like Audis and stuff like that. Formula GP, I think that probably means like Formula 1. Then you've got your, I'll just quickly go into it, I'll just go amateur, just so you get an idea. I'm not going to play it long. But obviously got aero and stuff on these cars, but there's no car setups. So the car is the car. It's all greyed out. I wonder why. Collisions are off. Or maybe it's because I've set it. Maybe it's because of settings I've got. Obviously, with any racing game, you've got to know the tracks. Otherwise, you can't really explore, and you can't complain too much about not doing the lap times like the AI. You've got to know the track, and you've got to know the car. This does feel different to that 60s GP car that you saw when I first started. But you can see that the rubber builds up on the road. That's a good thing. But that's about it, really. That's the only good aspect of it. I wish that the 3D racing games, you know, like Forza and anything else that you play that's supposed to be real, is that they don't leave the rubber on the track. So I'd like to come back to the track and track later and find it still with rubber on it that you've left from previous races. You know, if it's within that sort of time window when the rubber would still have been on the track and wouldn't have weathered off. Anyway, that's just me being a bit weird, maybe, but that's what I'd like to see. Just tell meters travelled. Not interested. It's not it doesn't keep enough stats, and then it'll do them. It'll give you stats, but there's nowhere for you to look for them later. If there is, I haven't found them. So that the whole, for me, the whole game just. The best thing about you got weekly time trials, and they're probably going to be dominated by. Let's just have a quick look. It's 26-second lap in super lights. I'll just have one go on it, and the best one, the most fun I've had is the Top Gear test track thing. I'll quickly go on that before I end this segment. Yeah, the handling's definitely different on these cars, but yeah, this is the one. This is the track I was just on that GP when I first started this segment. Can't remember what my lap time was on the 60s GP cars, but this, you see, the point of view, it's not for me. This isn't my cup of tea, really. This top-down view on this one, I just don't like it. It's all too claustrophobic. It's one of them, you need to put a lot of time into it, and for me the game just ain't good enough. I'm not interested in it, so I'll just quit that. The Top Gear, I did enjoy that for a few times, the Top Gear time attack. I left my personal best on there. I don't know what car it was. Well, it looks like a Porsche. It says it's a Panther, but it looks like a Porsche 911, doesn't it? This is the most fun I had on it, doing this. That's me Ghost from the previous go. Again, the handling's different, but there's no car setups. You can see I'm out of practice because I'm whizzing around it in that other one. Sorry, the Ghost whizzing around it, but I just can't. Oops. Can't get going. Can't remember what my lap time was. What's it saying? 33.1. Yeah, oh, I've gone the wrong way. See? Yeah, we're going the wrong way around that. I can't bother with it. I just don't like the game. It's that simple. It was alright. It was novel at first. And you could... It depends. You could see. You go to history, and it just gives you replays, which are just not interesting. You know, I'm just not interested in looking at replays of this kind of. I wouldn't even watch them on Forza or any other. Let's just have a quickly look at the settings. Controller extras. Yeah, vibration, extras, language English, usage tracking on. That's for them, not you. Policies, not interested in your policies and your virtue signalling rubbish. Music's off, effects volume. There must be more settings than that. Audio, music volume, effects. Controller. I thought there was controller settings somewhere. There probably is. It's just boring is the only way I can describe it. Just boring. And I won't play it anymore. This will be probably the last time I ever play it. This is bloody Rally Show, and it's bloody awful, in my opinion. I absolutely hate the game. Nothing about it is good. The driving's not too bad, I suppose, but it's just the way that they go about the game. It's just awful. It just stinks of laziness, basically. If you look at I'm on campaign there. It says story mode with randomly generated tracks. Play to unlock new cars. Fair enough. So we'll go to custom race. Have a quick race, car battle, or beat other races. Lap times in time attack mode. So you go to custom race. It says continue session, new session. I don't don't really know what all that's about. So you think, right, time attack. That's the only time attack there is there. Now, it did clearly say that there was other players to beat. So it's random. I couldn't change the track. I couldn't check any times before I went on there. I've got some... I'm not even sure if I've got my normal car. Because now you can upgrade the cars, but I haven't played it enough, and because I don't want to. It's horrible. The game's horrible. The car handling's not too bad, and there is a boost when you're playing normally, but it doesn't seem to be running the time attack. The handling's, I don't know, a bit woolly, I suppose. This cat just seems like it don't want to turn. So that's lap... I'm on lap 2 of 2 now, and you can see there's a little ghost appeared. So I still don't know... That's me then, from my last go, is it? Oh, I've just hit a tree. I'm not even sure what that ghost represents. I think it's probably me. I'm not sure. I mean, you can see this is a proper top-down racer, isn't it? It just happens, it's horrible. Some people might like it. Obviously, it's me that's saying it because it's my opinion. So, Lionel Warren, that's me, because you can't make your own racer up. You can't have your own name in it anywhere. Best lap's 35 seconds. Lap time 1... 35 seconds, lap time 2, 42 seconds. Best time lap 100%, lap 2 of 2. So now I've got restart or end race. I can't compare to any other players, and it says you can. So unless I'm missing something. Random time attack session. So if I go to custom race, it says, I've just backed out to the other menu, by the way. Have a quick race, car battle, or beat other racers' lap times in time attack mode. Not on the Xbox, unfortunately. I don't know what it's like on PC or any other system. So this is story mode with randomly generated tracks. Play to unlock new cars. And this is where it gets even more stupid, because it's now... everything about it's random. So if I go continue, my save game's actually called itself Slow Burning Parental Pigs. That's absolutely pure out, and you can see from these graphics here. I can upgrade my car, but it's just, if I do, they'll scale to me. I just can't bothered. But there was money involved. But I'm just gonna go through this one race just to show you what it's like. See, there's pedestrians at side there, and you've got a boost bar up at top. Apparently, if you run the pedestrians over, you get boost, and if you do other things like drift and that, you get boost. See, I'm getting boost now. So I press the A, and all of a sudden I'm flying. I'm doing 129 mile an hour. See, it's sick. And then they'll put just see that random just jump thing there. Do you see it? I'll go back over it, see where it is all the way. It damaged me going all the way. Little speech bubbles from the potential victims. Yeah, and there's some stupid story. The whole thing's just sinister and evil, basically. It's just a horrible game, and the horrible concept, and everything about it's random. I don't understand why you would just have a game like this where everything's random. Randomly generated names, random... You can't even choose what track you go on, so you can't choose to just practice whatever track. You just don't get to do it. It's pathetic. It's horrible. There's nothing good about the game at all. It's just dreadful. A horrible waste of money. I can't remember how much it is, but £2's too much for this pile of rubbish. Final lap. I mean, I can't even be bothered to sort of play it properly, if you understand what I mean. It's just not worth the effort. The only reason it's on now is because I'm just putting it in this little compilation, just for completeness, because it's just horrible. See, look, you have loads of destructible stuff, and then they just put something like that in there that's not destructible. Destructible pedestrians. What I don't, you see, I don't get the concept of the game. It's like a dystopian future, blah de blah de blah. You know, the usual crap, because they can't be bothered to come up with anything else. And the thing, if they can dress up a mediocre, not even a mediocre game, they think if they can dress up a much less than average game with a load of blood and guts and some sort of sinister evil story, to try and make it, to try and get people to buy it. This isn't even. It's not even a good arcade game. Never mind a game, if you know what I'm saying. It's just everything about it's just horrible. You can't even name your own player. You can't change anything other than you get to upgrade your cars, and it's like whoopie-doo. Seen it all before, and it's just. See, I can't even. Speed up, because you got to wait. You got to wait for the stupid game to end the race. It's just, it's beyond belief. It's just so horrible. So this is my little upgrade path, but it's just. I just can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered with it. I don't even know how to get out of this. Oh yeah, press A, believe it or not. Yeah, just dreadful. It's really bad. I can't. How do I get out of this? See, that's the next stage that I'm on, and it's called Sloppy Crow. You know what I mean? That's just, please, lazy. There's all the stats for your car there, and it's got this, that, and the other, but none of it's going to do any good. Because I just can't bother with it. I just want to get out of the game, and it won't even let me out. What have I got to do to get out of it? Oh, I've got to move the cursor right up to the top. Not a cursor, I've got to keep sticking it up. Sticking it up, that sounded a bit weird, didn't it? I've got to keep left sticking up to the top, and then it went on to settings, and now it's on to main menu. Let's look at settings. Speed units, show blood on, tyre trails. I knew there were settings somewhere. Gameplay, show tips, cutscenes. It's just horrible. Camera, fixed road, fixed car, floating. Camera zoom medium, speed auto zoom, camera shake. That's fair enough. They put them little options in. Audio, usual. Yeah, it's just horrible. I'm not wasting any more time on it. This is Absolute Drift Zen Edition. It's quite bright, that display. You've got certain things that you can do, obviously. You've got the free roam, which I'll just quickly show you. I don't like the free roam. It's just not my cup of tea. Not there's anything wrong with it. I just don't like it. You can drive under things and do things and drift around things. So it just change the paint of the car, then you can take missions and things like that. It's not really a mission, it's just a track that you've got access to elsewhere, so I'm not going to do that, because it's not really part of this checking out the game thing. It's an option if you want to do it. You don't seem to really score any points doing this. I can't remember why I do this. It's a long time since I've played it. It can be good fun, but like I said, it's not my cup of tea. The main thing about it for me is the drifting. Obviously it's top-down style. The car permanently leaves tracks. And there it goes. It's kind of falling between the buildings. How useful. Anyway, it's been recovered. And as you can see, there's all kinds of little things, but you don't really... Oh, it's got an achievement for something. Fall into water 5 times. I don't know how they put them things in the game. Donut the building. You can see percentage building up, but you don't seem to get out for it, really. It's just a mission completed. I can't remember what you get for completing the missions. So I'll go back to the main menu. For me, really, the actual game is the drifting. Just quickly show you settings. Audio's obviously self-explanatory. Controls, transmissions, auto, difficulties medium. I don't know what that difference that makes. View controls. Actually, I'll put it on hard, see if it makes any difference, because I'm used to what it drives like. View controls. It's got a clutch if you want to use it, but I mean, on a controller, it's pretty useless. I don't know if you could use a wheel on it. Top-down games and wheels for me don't mix. Garage with all your different cars. I don't like that. You want one you can see. You want to be able to see which end of the which end of the white's not good, because the tracks are mostly white. I'll go for that. Just keep it plain. Oh, I didn't show you the cars, did I? It's just different cars. That's one of them. I can't remember. Is it a Datsun, Nissan, whatever? The original. They look vaguely like cars. That looks like, I can't remember what it is, but it doesn't matter. Mitsubishi, I think, but I could be wrong. Events, tutorial. So you've got different events: drifting, bonus blocks, which I don't like, clipping points, I don't like, donuts, I don't like, spin zones, I don't like. I just like the drifting. The bonus blocks. I'll really quickly show you that, but it's just not of any real interest to me. It's a bit like temping bowling kind of thing. It just, that's a lot of button presses, isn't it, to get into a game there. Get points by smashing blocks. You're just getting the points for the blocks. So obviously you want to go through them sideways if you can. You don't get any extra for doing out fancy, I don't think. Yeah, you're on a time limit. I'm not even going to finish it, because it's just, for me, that's just utterly boring. The real game is the drifting, clipping points. No, I'm not. I'll just show you the drifting, because I don't want to make the video too long. There's other games to try. It gives you objectives. It shows you your high scores. Tells me I'm in top 20%. Score 5,000. Reach a ×2 multiplier. Reach a ×10 multiplier. So I've done all them things. So I'll just play it with no ghost, because the ghost is confusing on this. So all it is a circle. And you can see your drift score building up, and it's got a times a multiplier on it, and that's the big attraction with these kind of games, isn't it? Is how far can you push it? So it's up to a ×7. I'll crash it, and it doesn't take your points off you, but it gives you the points. But it resets your multiplier. You know, it's fairly standard stuff. It's like one of them skateboarding games, isn't it? From you know, the Tony Hawks. 11 seconds left. Yeah, it's got a nice feel. It's difficult at first, because it requires It requires you to do what the game wants you to do. You can't just do what you want yourself. You have to drive the car properly. The difficulty didn't seem any different to me, even though I've just maxed it out. There's other kinds of tracks. Let me see. Yeah, the view challenges later while play. I'm drifting. Oh, that's the drift track. I'll show you this one. And again, you've got your objectives there. It gives me my rank. I'm in top 35%, 510,000 points, score 60,000, reach 10 times, do a 3-second drift, score 20k drift line points. I've done that. It's complete 2 perfect drift lines. I've not ever completed that. But I think it's to do with there's some markers on track you'll see when it starts. But it's a nice game, and it's one of them you can, because you've got that multiplier, there's always chance to do better. Just get it one more times until you've pushed it to maximum. So it's very bright, isn't it, that screen? See, I got something for going over them red markers. I think I do on this one, just go a little bit wider, but I'm quite out of practice. But it does have a nice feel, and the cars feel different as well when you use a different car. It's not something I could show you because it's something you have to feel for yourself. You have to counter steer the drifts. It don't help you, I don't think. I've never tried it with the what was it, steering up? It said one of the options. I've never tried it with that. So obviously I didn't finish my I didn't beat my time, but there's loads of different drift corners that I can't remember what you do in these. I think it might be a combination of things. Why did that go back there? I went to play. It's a combination of everything. So I'm pretty sure you get a drift score in this as well. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you get a drift score in it. And you can see it's because I haven't drifted. It's just lost the. When you go around them big circular things, it'll give you. I think it gives you a percentage. Yeah, it's just filled it out. Yeah. So I've got 15,000 points for that. I spun it too much. Yeah, the car handling, it's got a definite weight about it, and when you go too far, there's it's like real life. There's no getting it back. So you're going to go into some or lose your drift points. See, there's something to drift. There's like a clipping point or something here. I missed it. Yeah, it's this one's quite amusing. I just prefer the straight drifting. But it's a nice game and you can really get your teeth into it. But it's one of them games if you don't pick it up, if you can't kind of do it within half an hour, you're probably never going to be any good at it, kind of thing. Because you've kind of got to be able to do it, and I'm not good at it. It's just I'm just good enough to have fun out of it. I'm sure there's people that will be really good at it. Oh, every time we go around it, you get a bigger increase. Never realised that before. Yeah, I like it. It's just another top-down driving game for the Xbox. Go on to the next one. Right, this is Art of Rally. I haven't played it for ages, so I'm so out of practice. It's unbelievable. This is It's an online event, but it's a single player online event. It's like a time attack. It's Mount Fuji, I think that's what it was called. And I can't remember what this car is. But I've got, we'll go through controls and that a bit later, but this is Fun Selector, but they did Absolute Drift. And it's Art of Rally. In a lot of ways, it's probably one of the best. But I like to play it with the full simulation. You see, brakes going red then. It's sort of like full simulation mode. It's quite difficult, and the frustration factor gets very, very high. It's very easy to come off and make a horrible mistake and ruin everything. See, just going each way. It's the top-down thing though. The isometric views that it's a totally different way of driving than sitting in the car. If I'm playing a simulator, I like to be sat in the car with even with like the steering wheel and that visible, and all the instruments. And then you get to feel the swing, or you get to sort of sense the swing of the car a lot quicker than you do with these. Usually by the time you realise the car's slipping, you're out of control. It seems very realistic, the way that they're handling the car. It's not over grippy, that's for sure. And this thing, yeah, it's nice and easy to drift it. But I don't have the skill really to play games like this. Drifting on a computer or a console is pretty difficult, I think. Especially with this kind of view. The Absolute Drift game's good at that though, but it's still I find it difficult. See, it's just swinging from side to side, and you got this tendency, because of the view that you've got, is to overdo the steering. Now there's a lot of tunable. You can't tune the cars. I don't think you can. You just get different cars. But the game's tunable. Oh, must have gone off then. The game's tunable in that it plus me 5 seconds for going off road. That you can make a lot of. I'll show you. It's just easier to show you. The graphics are quite nice. So it tells where I am. I did absolute rubbish. I'm like 65%, so I'll just continue. You want the series score, I just did it. It's just this kind of thing I like to do. So you got career, time attack, custom rally, online events, free roam. Free roam's just not my cup of tea. Time attack. Finland. I've done this a few times. You got different stages. Gravel tarmac 2 miles. I usually use the Ford Escort, I think, on this, and usually get a ghost. And you can select ghost on it. I wonder what that does then. Never mind. Now can I go to options? I'm going to show you options. Gameplay options, stability assist. Yeah, you can. I haven't got any on. Counter steer factor, anti-lock brake, and I don't have any of that on. Transmission automatic. Audio speaks for itself, doesn't it? There's controls. It just overview of the controls. Advanced settings. Vibration. I've got that set to 50%. If you have it set much more than that, the controller vibrates constantly. Just look at the controls again, because you've got things like change camera, repair puncture, restart, all on the D-pad. Recover cars on the stick button, left stick button. As far as I can tell, you can't change them. Camera view, I've got view number 2. Field of view's 40. Well, I'm assuming it's 40 degrees. Camera rotation, camera shake. So it's yeah, you can change a few things. I've got it set obviously how I like it. You could try different things yourself. So I'll just do a quick time attack. Yeah, the handling, yeah, it's good. It's probably the most realistic handling, I think. The vehicles change weight and things like that. You can. Oh, Alfa Romeo, that looks like some sort of Renault, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, Cosworth. I'll deal with that. I don't know what the Ghost's going to be. The trouble with these sort of semi-top-down games that are isometric is that once the Ghost gets away from you, it's no help anymore. Because sometimes you can follow them, can't you? You can even see them in distance, but you know, if you're playing a three-dimensional game, you can see them in the distance. Begin game, Ghost. I'll put Ghost on. Oh, personal best. That's easy, isn't it? Let's begin stage. Just use your sound effects. You got your speed and that at the bottom. See, I've just overdone it already. I've just overstayed it. You never kill anyone, by the way. It's not like that bloody rally show, which I'll never be playing again. But it's doing the... you can tell I'm out of practice because I'm getting nowhere. Because that's... I think that Ghost was done quite some time ago. Because I don't play this game. It's these are fill-in games. They're not what I would call serious sit down and play for hours games. You can lose it there over the crest because the car goes light. So the handling's definitely in the realistic camp. It'd be interesting to drive it in 3D to see how good the actual car handling actually is. You know, if you could actually sit in the car, because it's got a nice degree of slide and a nice degree of realism, or at least what appears to be realism. See, I'm just fighting from side to side, even at that speed, because I'm so out of practice. And also, it's like I said, it's a simmy type of a game. Yeah, and this is rear wheel drive and a lot of power, and I'm just terrible. But you saw I'm driving the other car as well. It's just so far ahead of me, I can't see it anymore. Oh yeah, that's the hay bale there. Yeah, there's some strange. Yeah, I was miles away, wasn't I? My personal best was 129, and I did a 154. I'm not subjecting you to any more of that. It's a good game. It's on Game Pass as well. I don't know how much it is if you actually buy it. You'd have to look. It's the same with any of these. They've all been out some time. Except for Rally. Was it Rush Rally that came out last week? I did a review on that. I will briefly show it on here though. But you've got, like I said, you've got online events, which is just... You've got a daily event, a weekly event. Don't know what the weekly event's going to be. No, I'm not doing it. Daily event, did it? Is that what I did? Which one is it? Yellow or the... No, it's just... No, I'm not going to do it. It's just wasting your time. You saw what it looked like. The game doesn't keep any stats that I can find anywhere. Let me just... Yeah. No. Just look on extras, see if there's else there. Car trailers, credits, no. Yeah, stats is just lacking. I'd want more stats with it. That's the only drawback with it. And the handling is frustrating. I couldn't. You've got to have a good idea about a drive to play this without having all the assists on, which kind of defeats the object. They've got such a good sort of simulator feel. I think it's a shame to sort of dumb it down, to be honest with you. But then again, if you've paid money for it, I guess you want to play it, don't you? Anyway, I'd say it's good. This is Rush Rally Origins, and I reviewed it last week when it came out. It was real cheap. It was £11.99 last week. Don't know what that is in dollars or euros, but it's pretty cheap. And for the money, it's a great game. It's my favourite out of all these kind of semi-top down, or you know what I mean, not proper full-blown simulations. Now, for some reason, they've all gone back to the names that they had. You can change the names of these vehicles. That's an Audi Quattro, obviously. So when I go to the leaderboards, it's showing them as the names that I've changed them to, like the Audi Quattro, MG Metro 6R4, Peugeot 205 GTI, Toyota GT4. But for some reason, I think it's probably a bit of a bug, but I was playing it last night and it changed, all the cars changed their names back. So if you go straight into it, I'm position 626 in a Mini Cooper. I don't think I upgraded it too much on that, so I'll just race it. Let's have a look. I know. I don't know. Let's have a look. The Metro. Oh, that's upgraded. That's upgraded now. I'll do it with the upgrades. I don't know if the time's set with the upgrade or not. Now, for some reason it doesn't remember your camera settings, so I've got to change that straight away. Otherwise, I won't be able to drive it.
3, 2, 1, go.
For some reason, you need to floor it to start off.
Medium right, 40, hard left, don't cut, 40, right, 60, off the dirt, hairpin left, 80, over crest, 80.
It's just fun. It's not too serious. It's not too simulatory.
Over jump, 170.
Hang on, I got to adjust my headphones. Are way too loud. Deafening me.
Easy left, 40.
That's better.
Medium right, 40.
No, it's not. Now it's better.
Off the dirt, over jump, 60, right, 40, hard left, 80, medium right, 60, medium
Yeah,
right,
it's just fun. This it's not serious. It can get a little bit frustrating, but that's only because you're trying to beat either yourself or someone else's ghost. It's so easy to download other people's ghosts as well, so that's always a bonus. And it keeps loads of stats. So I'm 20 seconds behind already. It's just great fun, and you can upgrade your cars up into different classes, which is something I've not really spent much time on. I've just been on leaderboards, really, just doing time attacks and a couple of rallies. It's just such good fun. Yeah. Such a cheap game and so much fun in it. I don't know how many hours I've got in it, but it's quite a few. I'm just really enjoying it. You got loads of different tracks, and it's just so easy to pick up, play, and then come back to it. Escort Cosworth. That's a Cosworth. That. I'll just have a go in that. It's a nice fast car, that. It's not upgraded at all. It should still be chasing that Mini though, still.
1, go.
All the cars do feel different.
Easy left, 100. Medium right, 40. Hard left, don't cut, 40.
Yeah, you have to listen to the co-driver as well.
Hairpin left, 80.
Again, it's learn the tracks like you always do.
Over jump, 40.
if you don't learn the tracks, you don't know which car's going to be fastest, you know, or which setup's going to be fastest, because you're not going to know if you've got better at driving the track or you've improved the car. You might have made the car slower for all you'll know, unless you can drive it, you know, really accurately or consistently. Yeah, the setup obviously makes a difference, because this Cosworth Escort had beaten that Mini Cooper to death a long time ago. It's just a great game. It's a great fun game, and it's a good time filler. And it's one I'll probably come back to occasionally and still keep playing it. It's not going to give you the enthralling experience like I don't know, old Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Autos and LX and Skyrims and things like that, you know, where you can play for hundreds of hours. But it's just a great game, and it actually keeps your stats, and it's really well done by a really small team, and they've done such a great job. The race is literally a race. You've got other cars on track with you, and the rally is literally a rally, and it's great. They've done a great job on it. A great job. You got you can name yourself, there's your stats. It tells you what you've completed, what you haven't completed, what you've unlocked. 10 out of 10 cars, upgrades. Time I've played, coming up to 9 hours, just 9 hours then as we looked at it. Favourite rally, favourite stage, favourite car, total distance, nearly 300 miles, drift distance, etc, etc. Average speed, objects hit. You've got an achievement for 1,000. It's something you don't want to be doing, obviously, because it slows you down. But it's just a great game. So out of all of the games, this is for me the best one of these top-down or isometric view style arcade races, and it's good fun. The fun selected games, that's Absolute Drift and Art of Rally, they're pretty simmy, and they're quite unusual. The graphics are unusual. I don't like the graphics that much, to be honest with you. They're a bit too cartoony. I prefer graphics in this. But it's up to them. It is called Art of Rally, and they have some strange colour palettes on the stages, but the game plays well. It's just low on stats and low on longevity, because I played it for a while when it came out last year, and I just never went back to it. Tonight is probably the first time I've played it. Whereas this will get occasional outings every now and then. I'll probably be playing this for a few years, on and off. Thanks for watching.